The Shivers Regal Rugby Series is proudly brought to you by Westpac, AAMI, Nissan, Optus Communications, and Paul's Club Flavoured Milk.
Wilson is there. It's been knocked forward. That's the test match. Australia have struck the first blow in the Bledisloe Cup.
Just 1 point, the narrowest of winning margins, was all that separated two sides that many had said were inseparable. The two best rugby teams in the world, Australia, the World Cup holders.
Campese. Held up. Great play by the Australian wing three-quarter. They've got numbers. Horan, try.
And New Zealand, the holders of the Bledisloe Cup.
Brewer, support. Curlin. John Curlin. Away for Tui Gamala. Frank Bunt scores a superb New Zealand try.
And now the Trans-Tasman rivals meet at famous Ballymore, a playing field which has never witnessed an Australian victory against the All Blacks. Since 1968, there have been only 8 points between these two great sides. 8 points in 5 memorable test matches here, including the 1988 second test match, which saw the Wallabies go to the half-time break with a 16-6 lead, only to be denied victory once again by a Kiwi second-half comeback. The result, a 19-all draw. The Wallabies today stand at the crossroads. They must win this afternoon, not only to take the Bledisloe Cup, but to prove to themselves that they can defeat the All Blacks here at Ballymore. And after a week of rain, it seems fitting that beautiful sunshine here in Brisbane as we welcome you to Channel 10's exclusive coverage of the second of the Bledisloe Cup series matches for 1992. The big question mark, can Australia wrap it up 2-0 here this afternoon at Ballymore? Great expectation, great excitement, not only in the crowd, but I can tell you in the commentary box here today for Channel 10, because my two co-commentators, Chris Handy and Simon Poitevin, have both on 2 occasions put their hands on that famous Bledisloe Cup. Simon, you have more recent vintage. The last time we grabbed it was at Eden Park in '86, and I remember the pride in your face as that cup came into the Australian dressing room.
Yeah, fantastic day for the Australian side there. Apart from winning the World Cup, winning that Bledisloe Cup in '86 was certainly the highlight of my rugby career. It is one of the hardest bits of silverware in world sport, and certainly New Zealanders today won't be letting it go lightly. So the Australian side to win, halves Liner and Far Jones really must operate whole composure out there. And the Australian scrum, which was under pressure in Sydney, must regain the dominance it's had in the last 5 years in world rugby. And in the back row, a lot of changes in New Zealand back row. A chance for Australia through the Queensland back row playing for Australia today, really to gain some real dominance there.
Okay, well, the last time that Australia won 2 test matches in a row in the one series was way back in 1949. Chris, you weren't a member of that side, but you were in 1979 and 80 when you won the Bledisloe Cup.
I think after our 78 Wallaby reunion, I feel as though I did belong to that side. But David, here in 1980, we lost the second test of the 3-test series and then went to Sydney to win the Bledisloe Cup. This is the hardest ground to win a test match, particularly against the All Blacks here today. But I think this Wallaby side deserves everyone's support. They've earned it through the World Cup. They've shown that they play fantastic football, and they're really going to have to do that against a very committed New Zealand side. And I think on paper, the Wallabies just overshadow the All Blacks, but they will have to play with that same fierce commitment that the All Blacks are most certainly going to come out with. They don't want to lose that silver mug, and they're going to just do anything possible to make sure it doesn't go.
Okay, well, it's shaping as a classic confrontation here today at Ballymore. We're going to take a short break and be back to look at the two sides as they contest the second of the 3-match series here at Ballymore.